My fear is that a lot of popular Catholic podcasts don't seem to be about evangelizing those outside of the church, but trying to make those within the church traditional.
Or like them.
Or what?
Or like them.
Or like them.
Trying to get the audience to like me.
And, oh, okay.
In other words...
but my point is just, it seems like there's a lot of podcasts out there seem like they are trying to evangelize Novus Ordo Catholics to make them traditional Catholics. Is that a stretch?
Well, those are the ones you mentioned, maybe.
And I'm not saying there's anything, I mean, there's nothing necessarily wrong in sharing that. Obviously, it's a beautiful thing to share the traditions of the church and to invite people into the fullness of what was given us, maybe what was robbed us even. Hello, I want to say thank you to Hallow, which is the best, not just the best Catholic app on the App Store, any App Store, it's the best app out of any app that's ever existed, Catholic or otherwise. I think it's finally time to say that. If you want to grow in your prayer life, please check out hallow.com/Matt. If you sign up on their website at hallow.com/Matt, you can get the entire app for free for 90 days. That's ridiculous. After those 90 days, if you don't agree with me that it's worth the money that you're going to get charged after that monthly, which is a relatively small amount, you can just cancel. You won't be charged a cent. They have sleep stories. They have My Catholic Lo-Fi on there. They've just added the Gospels, a dramatized version of the Gospels. They have daily exegesis on mass readings, which you can listen to. It is fantastic. So if you haven't done it already, hallow.com/Matt, sign up over there. Try it for free for 3 months.
I spoke at a huge gathering of ministries, I'll just say, a few years ago. And I think there were like 40 represented there. You know them if I named them all. And before I went to speak to them about evangelization, I went and looked at probably 20 of them to see what their core mission was and what they were doing and so forth. And I didn't, while some of them said our core mission is to evangelize, they didn't do anything about evangelizing.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe.
They talk to each other. They talk to each other. They would develop a program to...
that feels too simplistic. I don't agree with you. I don't know who these groups are, but I find that hard to believe. If someone exists to evangelize, I'm sure they're evangelizing in some capacity.
No, I didn't say they existed to evangelize at all. They didn't exist to evangelize. Oh. They existed to reach an entity. Okay. It could be men. It could be women.
Okay.
It could be that type of thing. But when you look at what's actually happening, no one is actually going out to the unbaptized and saying, come in.
Yes.
And I want to sponsor you. I'll be your sponsor. Come into the RCIA, OCIA. That's what I'm talking about.
Is that something that a corporate group is even meant to be doing? Like individuals within a group are meeting friends and are hopefully talking to them about the faith, but like
I don't know if that should be the core of what they're doing. But I think that we should equip people.
Well, what about St. Paul Evangelization? Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah, they do a nice job. They go out on the street.
Is that what they're called?
That's their St. Paul.
Do you mind looking that up? Street Evangelization.
From what I see, they're doing terrific work. That's their stated.
They're actually evangelizing.
This is what we do. We go out and we do that. And granted, there are different ways of evangelizing. I know you'd say you disagree with me, but I would disagree in that the numbers just aren't there. They're just not there.
Coming into the church.
They're not there.
Yeah.
You can go to a church of 3,500 families and 4 people come into the church.
I see.
2 read a Scott Hahn book. 2 got married in the church. And we call that success. We call it evangelization. We call that reaching the world.
I see what you mean.
In the Fortune 500 world, you'd be fired.
Right.
Quickly. And so I think that there is a deep need to train people on how to open up as simple things like, how do you start a conversation? How do you start and maintain a conversation? How do you listen for the pain in someone else's life? How do you look at their eyes and see the person's been crying? And do I have any permission at all to say, Matt, buddy, you look like you've been crying. Are you all right? Instead of thinking, well, it's none of my business. You know, that's what I'm passionate about, because I don't see us.
No, I do see your point now. Yeah. So you could have a group that exists for the sake of evangelization. They've got a very slick looking website, different programs. All of them are good in their own right. And you want to know, like, can one of you raise your hand and tell me who you just brought into the church? And maybe they'd say something, but it doesn't seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, poll your audience. Ask how many people came into the church in your parish. They say, well, 9. How many people are in your parish? 3,800 families. Does that sound like a good thing? I mean, I'm happy for the 9.
Yeah.
But does that sound like all of the podcasts, all of the publishing, all of the plane trips, all of the conferences, all of the hotels, all of the going to Rome,
9.
all of the pilgrimages?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if I sure hope you feel better, you know, because of all this activity, and we should be seeing people piling in to the church. I believe that we should see on the Easter Vigil, not 3, not 4, but 120, 140 people.
I might be wrong here, but I'd be willing to put money on the fact that more traditional parishes are bringing in and evangelizing more people.
I think you're right. I do think you're right. I'm speaking broadly, but certainly there are parishes that are known for being on fire, faithful, and they do have more.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.